I'm Sneha, working as assistant professor. Today, I'll be explaining how to calculate the scattering matrix of T's. We'll be having waveguide T's. So today I'll be explaining how to calculate the scattering parameters of a waveguide T. So at first we'll be seeing about E-plane T. See, generally it is in the shape of T, an alphabet T. It is something like T and it is a waveguide which is made of a metal. That is why it is known as waveguide T. So this is a E-plane T. If you see this, we'll be having three ports, port 1, port 2 and port 3. So port 1 and port 2 they are called as collinear arms, and port 3 it is called as side arm. Port 3 it is called as side arm. So the axis of side arm will be parallel to the electric field, and so it is called as E-plane T. Okay, so I'll be explaining how to calculate the scattering parameters of E-plane T. So first of all, what is a scattering parameters, and first of all, what is a scattering matrix? So for example, here it is having a 3 ports. It is a 3-port device. So if we give input at port 1, we get the output divided between port 2 and port 3. So the basic operation of E-plane T is, if we give input at port 1, the output gets divided between 2 ports with equal magnitude but with opposite phase. Now this can also be used as a power divider. Okay, so if we give input at port 1, we get output at port 2 and port 3. If we give input at port 2, we get the output from port 1 and port 3. Similarly, if you give input at port 3, we get the output from port 1 and port 3. So, we are getting some 9 combinations. Okay, because it's a 3-port device. So, for each input, we are getting 3 outputs. So, 3 into 3, 9 combinations. So, 9 combinations are kept together in a matrix. So, that is called as scattering matrix, which is a square matrix which combines all power relationships at different input and output ports. Okay. So, now I will be explaining how to measure the scattering parameters of E-plane T using this microwave bench setup. So, this is called Klystron power supply. So, this I have kept it in AM mode. This I have kept it in AM mode, and my beam voltage I have set it to 296. Beam voltage is 297 volts. Generally this must be around 300 volts, and my beam current is 26.3 milliamperes, and my repeller voltage is around 56 volts. So for calculating the scattering parameters for a E-plane T, first of all we have to calculate what is the input power. So without a device, if you keep the tunable detector at the output side which is connected to the CRO, then that is my input. So at that particular beam voltage and beam current and repeller voltage, I have got some input signal here. So I'll be calculating its amplitude. So its amplitude is 2 volts peak to peak multiplied by volt per division, that is 0.2 volts. So 2 into 0.2 volts, this is my voltage, and here I have got some current. That current is nothing but 26.4 milliamperes, because P is equal to V into I. That V I have got it from CRO, and I have got it from this power supply, because scattering matrix consists of all the power relationships where power is equal to V into I. So this is how I calculate the input power. Okay, so this is my input power. Now how to calculate the output? Okay, so here I have connected the E-plane T. Means without a device, for this slotted section, if you connect the detector mount, that is my input power, and with the device into the setup, if we connect the detector mount, that is my output. Okay, so here to port 1 I have connected to the input side, means my signal is traveling to port 1, and from here it is getting divided to port 2 and port 3. So when input is given at port 1, I am calculating my output at port 2, and I am terminating this port 3 with a matched termination. So I am terminating this with a matched termination. So I have got my signal. So my signal is around 2.2. 2.2 into 2.2 volts peak to peak into 20 millivolts. 20 millivolts, and here my current is, that is my volts, and here my current is 16.6. Okay, so 2.2 into 2.2 into 2.2 into 20 millivolts into my current, that is 16.6 milliamperes, that is my power. So again what I'll do, I'll be taking this, because my input I have given here and output I am calculating here. Now next what I have to do, I have to take this detector mount. I have to input I have given here. Here I have placed the detector mount and I have closed here. Next what I have to do, the input is same to the first port, but our detector mount I'll be connecting to third port, and here I'll be matching, I'll be closing this with a matched termination. Okay, so this is how I calculate the scattering parameters. Here I have given input only to one port. Now similarly, I'll be giving input to second port. I'll be keeping the tunable probe here and matched termination here. So I'll be getting one scattering parameter. And similarly, I'll be keeping matched termination here. I'll be placing the tunable detector here. So again another parameter will be coming. Similarly, third port also I'll be giving the input and I'll be calculating the output. Okay. So for example, I'll be showing you the sample readings. So my beam voltage is 292 volts and my beam current is 16.6 milliamperes and my repeller voltage is 115 volts. So input power at port 3, that is 2.5 into 0.1 volts into 16.1 milliamperes, that is 4.025, means I have given my input at port 3, that is getting divided between port 1 and port 2. Similarly, I am giving input at port 1, so I will be getting my output at port 2 and port 3. Similarly, in the same way, I will be giving input power at port 2, I will be getting my output at port 1 and port 3. So, all these readings noted together in a matrix, that is called as scattering matrix. See, this is my scattering matrix, and one more point, this is a 3-port device. For example, 1, 2 and 3. Since this is a 3-port device, we will be having a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, so S11, S12, S13, all these are scattering. Individually, this is a scattering coefficient or a scattering parameter. So here I have calculated the readings. If I put all these together, I'll be getting a matrix here. For example, S12 means input I have given to port 2 and output I have calculated at port 1. If I take S13, that means input I have given at port 3, output I have calculated at port 1. Means the first term is output and the second term is input. Okay, for example, if you give input at port 3, it gets divided between remaining 2 ports. Means I will be getting these 3 like S13, S23 and S33. Considering there is no reflection to the input port, we get 0 at S33. So this is how we measure the scattering parameters for E-plane T. Similarly, the same procedure for scattering parameters of H-plane T. Same procedure. Without the device, if I connect the tunable probe directly to the slotted section, whatever I get, that is my input. With the device into the bench setup connected with a tunable probe, that is my output. So this is called H-plane T. Okay, so this is called H-plane T, and the axis of side arm, it is parallel to the axis of the main waveguide, so that is why it is known as H-plane T. This can also be used as a power divider. Here also same like E-plane T, like when input is given at port 1, it gets divided between port 2 and 3. Similarly, when input is given at port 2, it gets divided between 1 and 3. Similarly, if I give input at port 3, it gets divided between 1 and 2. And also it is a 3-port device, so we will be getting 3 by 3 matrix. Now finally we are having a magic T. What is magic T means? It's a 4-port device and it is a combination of E-plane T and H-plane T. See here, whenever you have a narrow dimensions, this is E-plane T. Now whenever you have a wider dimensions, it is called H-plane T. And this is called the collinear arms, and this is my side arm. These two are linear arms and this is my side arm. So magic T is nothing but it is a combination of E plane T and H plane T. So since it is a 4-port device, here the scattering matrix will be a 4x4 matrix. Okay, and finally this is a circulator. Generally circulator can have n number of ports. So when input is given at port, this is a 3-port device. What I have, this is a 3-port device. So circulator means when input is given at port 1, we can get the output from the next adjacent port, that is port 2. When I consider the operation in clockwise, means when I give input at port 1, you get the output at port 2. When I give input at port 2, we get the output at port 3 in the same way. Okay. So if we completely terminate this one port with a matched termination, the circulator can also be used as an isolator also. So this is how we can calculate the scattering parameters for all the waveguide T's. Okay, thank you.